What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life BBQ Podcast, coming to you live from the Uncle Steve Shake Studios in Center Bonsted, New Hampshire. It's the podcast where we talk everything barbecue and all the other topics that you normally talk around the pit. Oh, let us see. Daddy Dutch, Bat, Tom, what's up, boys? And obviously, see, Dutch, I'm not that late, only about 10 seconds or so I'm getting better. Can't promise anything for next week, but hey, at least you got it here. Matt, what's happening, brother? All right, so today's episode, obviously brought to you by Uncle Steve Shake. Uncle Steve, man, what an amazing guy. We all know him. We all love him. 18 amazing flavors now. He's just going hog wild here. The original Gator Shake, Comp Line, Magic Ribs, Mi Amigo, Dessert Shake, Holiday Shake, the sauce with no name. You name it, he's got it. He wears all the hats. He's answering the phone. He's answering the emails. He's shipping. He's packing the products. He's mixing the products. Anything you need, get in touch with him. He'll work with you to find flavor profiles. Perfect in queso cheese dip. Absolutely, Dutch. Absolutely. That was one funny video, brother. He'll work with you. If he's got questions, you might get a call or an email from him about your order in case he has a question on it. He aims to please. So check him out at UncleSteveShake.com and follow along with him on Facebook at Uncle Steve Shake Nation. Uncle Steve Shake, shake some on everything. Also brought to you by Joe's Meat Market, the diamond of Royce City, Texas. Gabriel and his crew doing an amazing job. The protein selection, incredible. You need a specific thickness cut, he's got you. You need something he might not carry, Gabriel will work with you to get it in for you. Fresh produce brought in daily. For all us comp folks and backyarders, got us covered too. Whole line of rubs, sauces, seasonings, smoky wood products, splits, chunks, chips. He's got it all. Got it all. While you're there, you're feeling a little hungry, he got you covered too. Gabriel's mom's behind the counter whipping up the freshest, authentic Mexican cuisine in the area. Get yourself a plate, have a seat, talk to the boys, make a new lifetime friend, talk about what we love, and just enjoy life. Leave all the bullshit outside. Just take some time for yourself and chill out. So if you're ever in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, swing on by Joe's Meat Market. Tell Gabriel and the crew I sent you. And remember, Joe's Meat Market for the win. All right, Dan, Big Dog Sauce Company. What's up, brother? I'm seeing the pictures of the new shop. Looking fantastic. Can't wait. April 5th. I will be there for the grand opening. And me and Matt are going to be doing some cooking for the opening. So that'll be fun. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Quick shout out to my boys, John, James, and Jan of Grab 'em in the Brisket, a Texas barbecue podcast. Thank you, brothers, for the mug and the t-shirt. Appreciate you, John. I'll be in touch with you this week to get something along the line of the calendar set up to finally get you boys on. Ooh, that might be a long night, but it'll be worth every second. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. So let's get down to the brass tacks. I am joined by two wonderful people of Inclusive BBQ Events. The first timer rookie, Tom, Barbecue Tom, and the seasoned veteran, five time. I'm not doing it three more times. 5 time, yes. Barbecue Mom, Kathy. What's up, kids?
Thank you.
Hey,
I'm happy
thanks
to
for
be back and welcome him for the first time.
yeah, I've always wanted to do this, so I'm kind of glad that I finally got the opportunity. Now she's only got four up on me, so I'll have to worm my way in four more times with four more other people and see what I can do.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. Larry Vaughn, what's happening? Oh, so guys, for anybody who's going to be tuning in tonight who isn't familiar with you and your organization, give us a quick rundown on Inclusive Barbecue Events and how you guys came to start it.
It was COVID. We were sitting in the house and we were missing barbecue contest and we watched contest after contest fold. And I looked at him and I said, we have to do something. Like I can't not have barbecue. And that meant kids' cues weren't happening. And that meant like just the charities that we were trying to always go to help weren't getting what they needed. Um, and we just kind of jumped in feet first. I think Tom would admit like we were
Yeah.
scared. We weren't sure
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah, basically it came out of a conversation where we said, well, all these contests are folding. We really want to stay involved with barbecue, and we both said, well, what are things we enjoy about barbecue? And the first thing the both of us said was we love bringing in new teams. We love like being next to a new team or having a team shadow us and learn
Mhm.
and then watch them the next time and watch them get better and better and better. So I said, well, why don't we start running contests and then we can be basically in from the ground floor. So we said, all right, let's look into that. And then like Kathy said, Nebs was doing a class and cook where they did a class on Saturday and then on Sunday, all the students competed against each other. And they needed some people to come down and judge. And since we were friends with a lot of those people and it was COVID, so we hadn't seen them in a while, it was a good
Mhm.
excuse for us to go. We went down, we judged it. And when we were there, we met Bill and Mike from Hogwash Barbecue, who said, hey, we are members of this Legion with this big field in the back, and we think it's a great place for a barbecue event. Kathy was familiar with that because she grew up a town away. And in fact, her brother used to play football on that field. She's like, yeah, I know exactly where that is. That'd be a perfect spot. And what was that, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah,
And
4 years ago.
here we are now still doing events there. So
And we had one other one planned. We had already kind of worked with another field to get going. And it just happened that we had two really quick succession ones that happened and it just kind of exploded from there. Um, and every year since we've always been able to help other charities kind of meet their benchmarks when they needed to, but also making sure that the kids had a place to continue to cook.
yeah.
Very good. Very good. Oh, brother Steven, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. What's up, brother? Tim Rogers, Up to Barbecue. Uncle Steve, what's happening, pal? Yeah. So you've been in it a while. A lot of events through the years. I've been part of two of them, and thanks to my vehicle luck lately, we won't get into it. But we'll just call it my time. I got put into vehicle timeout.
We've all been there.
Oh, I love machines. Love machines. But yeah, you got them all throughout New England and outside. You know, so what do you guys have going on this year for events? Obviously, I know that it's the 10th anniversary of Cora
It
Cares
is.
up in Maine. It
Yep.
was a
Cora
very
turned
special
10. Yeah, so
event.
they started in a tiny little airfield in Turner, Maine, and this year they'll turn 10. And it started with only 5 teams, and now we're, 40 to 50 teams comfortably every year, 20 kids Q teams. It's the weekend of the summer. And we
Mhm.
have teams
Mhm.
come in from well out of the area. We have a team coming from West Virginia already this year, and
Mhm.
then we might have a Midwest team coming in. But we're very thankful for where it is today and everything that that weekend means. It's so powerful, and the fact that it's not about barbecue that weekend. It's about everything that
No,
barbecue stands for.
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
Shout out to my boy Carter. He's what a great young man he is. Him and his father Bo, and his whole family, incredible people. Obviously for the kids Q, I got to meet them and cook with Carter, and hung out all day with the family, and what a day. It's all about kids.
Mhm.
On every aspect of it, from the money we raise, from signing up, the kids queue, folks volunteering to host a child, um, teaching them the ropes, and them teaching us a lot too.
Mhm.
In the grand scheme of things, here we are, stressing every weekend of, oh, I got to do this and I got to change this to try to get a call and this. And then you look at and you talk and meet some of these kids and you go, listen, you asshole, it's not about you.
Mm.
These kids with whatever they have going on, doesn't stop them.
Yep.
So, they humble these kids, humble you real quick.
Yeah.
It's all for the best. The rib auction. Um, this is a ton of money. So the rib auction. A little bit on that for people who are going, what the hell's a rib auction?
Sure. Well, I
Um,
mean,
you
yeah.
can go, Tom.
Yeah. So what happens is on Saturday we do a one meat rib contest. And what that is normally when you do one of those, you bring your own ribs, you cook your own ribs. In this particular one of the other shrines donates ribs. So every team gets at least 3 racks, most of the time 4. They cook those, they turn in their, 6 to 8 bones. Everything else they put in a container and they bring to the stage with them for the awards that night. And what happens is that every team's extra ribs gets auctioned off. And Chad Humphreys is an amazing auctioneer. I really think that if he, if this whole smoker building smokers and stuff doesn't work out for him, he has a second career as an auctioneer because he's phenomenal at it. Because he can extract money out of people, and that is a skill that I wish I had. So he will, so he leads the auction, and every team brings their ribs up. They describe kind of who they are, where what the ribs will taste like, and people bid on them, and we raise thousands of dollars based on that. And it's the teams just donating their time to cook all these ribs off, and then just the community coming out and bidding on them. And it's a wonderful. It's one of those weekends that really restores your faith in humanity. I mean, it's so good that when I drive home, somebody cuts me off, I don't even give them the finger. I mean, it's that good of a weekend.
It is. It is. To have lived it, firsthand,
Mhm.
and experienced everything. It really is. It is it's an event.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't want to call it a competition. It's an event,
Mhm.
and it's a wonderful event.
Yep.
And if you ever get a chance, um, to cook up in this area, that's one of the ones for sure. That's the top of the list to do.
Yeah.
The kids are running around all weekend and smiles everywhere, and just an incredible time. Just incredible time. Great charity organizations. Everything. I love it. Like I said, my man Carter, if I'm not mistaken, he had a seventh place. What the hell do we make? We made chicken and waffle pockets. And he even got a little care package from Uncle Steve that day, and the Salinas boys, a bunch of other guys with stickers, and then after, he got a little bit of a package from some of the pictures of him with the ribbons. Uncle Steve from Uncle Steve's Shake made him his own bottles.
Oh wow!
Of Shake, with the pictures from that day and all that. So that was
awesome.
pretty cool. Pretty cool. So that is second.
That is the third weekend in August.
Third week in August.
16,
yep.
17, 18 of August. Mm-hmm. Your boy Carter he missed you a lot, but we filled some big shoes. We gave him John, who showed him what Johnny Mags has, and then what, I don't know, the Royal Champion kind of has. I don't know. It just kind of happened out.
KCBS Team of the Year. Yeah.
Filled some big shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. Tom, tell us a little bit about you. Obviously, you guys are involved with NEBS.
Yep. I am on the board now. So
on the board of NEBS. So tell us a little bit about NEBS and Upper Cape.
Sure. So last Friday, a group of us went down to Upper Cape Regional Technical High School in Bourne, right over the bridge, where they play the Cape League there, if anybody's familiar with that.
Yep.
They have a culinary program there, and I'll start the story. Last year, they did a little contest between them and 5 or 6 of the other vocational schools, culinary departments, and they did. We tried to get down there, but unfortunately we didn't get down there till awards. So we didn't really get to see what happened. But Chris Kimball from the NEBS board made it down there and talked to the chef down there who was running the thing, and got us an invite to come in. And basically what we did was 3 teams. So it was myself, Skull and Bones, Paul's team from up in New Hampshire, and then 16 Mesh, Kristen, Dan, and Chris came, and each one of us took a group of 4 kids and did like a mock chicken and ribs competition between the 3 of us, with the kids helping out, getting their hands dirty, getting involved, and seeing with Paul, with Skull and Bones, and with 60 Mesh, what to do, and with me, what not to do, which was perfect, because they definitely learned just do the opposite of what I did, and they'll be much more successful. But it was a really fun day. We also trained. They did a judging class inside, so a couple of the faculty there got certified to be judges for NABS going forward, and they got to judge the kids' food. And then we had some other judges come down. Jeff Mullen came in, Julie from the board came in, Ben from the board came in, and a lot of people gave their time up on a Friday to really get involved. And what we want to do is kind of set the tone, use this as a pilot to kind of expand NEBS into doing more for in getting more involved with kids, and getting, because they're the next generation. So we really want to get them involved early and often, so that it's something that, they can maybe become one of us crazy people that will go around every weekend when they're a little bit older, get their friends together and hang around and cook some barbecue and tell some good stories. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a really a good time. And I also shout out to El Jefe, Jeff and Dan. Jeff was Paul's right-hand man, and Dan was mine. And quite frankly, I don't think I would have been able to pull it off without Dan. So a big thank you to those guys for lending a helping hand as well, because it was really, it was definitely, we needed all the help we could get, and we were glad for all the help that we got. So
yeah, Jeff just jumped in chat. Smoke. do you know what's happening? Jules, what? It has been a long time, my dear. Thank you for tuning in. Let me think here. What do we get? All right. So, Tom,
Yes.
we'll relax for a little bit. We'll get to you.
Okay.
But, Kathy,
Yeah.
we're on to you, dear.
Yes.
The
Why do I feel like
Northeast
this is a
KC.
setup, sir?
I have great questions getting
Okay,
ready
let's
to
go.
go. So we're ready to go. The Northeast KCBS Triple Crown and your contest lineup, please, and
So
a thank you.
how did this start? How did the Triple Crown start? So Florida's always had a Triple Crown, and Jeff Mullen and I were talking like, wow, wouldn't that be cool if like the beginning of the season starts Florida, like they kind of do their Triple Crown down there.
Mhm.
What in case we could do something mid-season? Because we're just kind of starting in May up this way. April, May kind of starts our season. Maybe we could kind of have a Triple Crown up this way. But we were working. We kind of talked to Jeremy, but he already has all his contests lined up. So we teamed up with Charlie at Frog Alley. So myself from Mass in May on day 2 because it's a double. And then we have Charlie at Frog Alley, which is a contest you do not want to miss. It is at a brewery, like coolest downtown ever, 5 minutes from a casino walk. And then we close out the Triple Crown at the Connecticut Barbecue Challenge with Jeff and Scotty. And they have the coolest trophies ever. So that between Jeff Mullen and Charlie and myself, we're like, why don't we each contribute something equally to the contest and make it a Triple Crown? We have never had a KCBS Triple Crown up this way in the 15 years Tom and I have been involved. I've been part of one in the Midwest. We've seen them in other parts of the country. We never kind of broke ground this way in KCBS to do that. So the 3 organizers knew right away. They were evenly spaced apart. We knew we could totally do it. And Charlie was so funny. She's like, I don't even know what I can offer. I'm like, you have the brewery. Like, who doesn't want to go to a brewery? So she's going to add a tap head and some money. I've got Massime with the cool field, easy to get to. And then Scott and Geoff run a phenomenal contest in Connecticut. They just knock it out of the park with the venue. They had a cool, instrumental acoustic guitar player. Their awards are out of this world. They're so cool to look at. So we're going to close it out with them, and it's an extra $1,000 goes a long way when you're trying to pay some barbecue bills, because it is an expensive hobby. So we're hoping that it just kind of like pulls together some more teams that are looking for some fun events at some fun locations, and just do what barbecue is about. Our lineup is crazy though. Like we have our double that we love in Mass in May, and Mass in May was something I dreamed up when we heard Memphis in May and then Minnesota in May. I'm like, well, we can do Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Like I
We're
can do
an
that.
Yeah.
Like that's easy. So we always try to make sure it's at the same time as Minnesota and Memphis. We always make sure it's in that same time frame. So Memphis is the week leading up to ours, and then we're with Minnesota. So it closes out with us. And then we actually have taken a step to focus a lot on Cora this year being year 10. So that'll be our next big event, which is a little bit of a gap, but we're going to help Charlie because Charlie came to me to shadow. And that was a big thing, like to have someone shadow you to be an organizer. It was kind of cool. Like I didn't think I'd only really done a couple contests and she wanted to shadow me, which was really fun. So Charlie and I are like 2 little peas in a pod helping each other out. And then at the end of the season, we're closing out our season, putting Toy Drive back to Nebs. It never should have left Nebs. The heart of Nebs is giving back and helping the local community and making sure that the charities that are supported there are one from the community, one from the heart. And we knew that after a year of having it at KCBS, it wasn't the same feel. It just wasn't the same. Like it was great. Like KCBS was awesome with it. We had phenomenal reps. It was a lot of like humor and fun, and they got to see the toy drive. But at the end of the day, I looked at Tom. I'm like, it's not the same. It's a Nebs event. It belongs there. It's always when we started it, we knew that it had to be there. So we close out our season Veterans Day weekend with our gigantic toy drive, which we love, which also does gift cards for teams. It just, and it goes well because Bill and Mike from Hogwash have their Commander's Cup in pair. It goes together. And the two are meant to be together. Day one is to support veterans, and day two is to support social inequities. And the two just pair perfectly together. So we're really excited to have that back where it belongs. It just didn't feel right last year having it at KCBS. So we're so excited to have that at Nets event again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I chuckled earlier, and our good friend Mr. Costa from Waypoint Barbecue. How does Kids Q work at a brewery?
Unfortunately, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's one of the few things we can't do a Kids Q at. And Charlie's actually talked to the town to see what could be done. There are sometimes, like Mohegan couldn't ever do a Kids Q because it was at a casino. There are some barriers. Charlie's event focused more on adults with disabilities. So for us, it was an important factor in our life because we have two children with disabilities. Charlie's still actually working with the town a little bit to see what could bend on that, to see if the kids didn't, if they weren't around after a certain point or whatever. She's making some good gains with the community, but it may be a year or two before that enters in.
Yeah. There's a way around it, and a few conversations, and few points being made to open people's eyes to what it is, and some people look the other way a little bit, or give and take on both ends to make it happen. Because the Kids Q's, like you both have said, and for years now, is so important to what we do. It's the future of it. They could be out there burning in the parking lot, or they could be up to their own devices, and you never know where that leads.
Right.
So Kids Q's are very important. Jeff, Mr. Mullen, how are you, sir? Guy Chisholm, Guy the Cook and Sam, aka, what's up, brother? Oh, so that's cool. The Triple Crown, I absolutely love it. Love it. Now, Tom, you've had enough of a break.
Okay.
Tell me about your travel contests.
Okay, so this year, again, starting last year, the CEO of my company came to me and said, "Hey, I know what you guys do in barbecue, and we would really love to, put something together, some kind of, let's get some people involved. I'm tired of doing like golf and stuff like that. Let's see if we can, put together something where some of our coworkers can get together and have a good time, and do some team building, drink some beers, tell some stories, and barbecue seems like a good fit for that. We're the company's based out of Austin, Texas, so if there was ever hand in glove, that was it. So Kathy and I talked about it, and we, put a little proposal together. And so what we're going to do this year is, with my company, Smart Sites, we're software guys. We do automated software. We do like alarming and reporting and all the kind of stuff that factories and everything from water to oil and gas, food and beverage. So what we're going to do this year is we're doing 4 different contests where Kathy and myself are going to be joined by 3 to 4 of my coworkers, and we're going to cook barbecue. Our first one is at the end of March, and it's going to be just outside of Austin, Texas, at Cedar Park. It's a KCBS contest. We're really looking forward to venturing out of our comfort zone and going and showing that, yes, Yankees can cook barbecue in Texas. So it's going to be a good time. Our second event, we're going to bring some of my coworkers up to Frog Alley in Schenectady. That'll be contest number 2. The third one we're aiming for is Praise the Lard out in Illinois. I'm blanking on the town right now, but that's a big event. That's a KCBS and an MBN as well. We're not doing like the whole hog or anything like that. We'll do the KCBS, but it'll be a cool thing. That's a destination contest I've wanted to do for years.
Now,
So,
praise the Lord. Is that Amy Mills?
Yes.
17th Street.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The Apple trophies. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
Murfreesboro.
Yes, Murfreesboro.
Thank you,
that's it,
Doug.
Yeah. So we're doing that one, and then a fourth one will be in Texas, to be decided somewhere in the fall. So it's going to be. I'm looking forward to it. It's really fun. We've got a lot of my coworkers are looking forward to it as well. So it's going to be a fun time. So look out for Smart Sites Barbecue. At a contest near you, and come on over and have a beer with us and share a few stories. We'll sit around the pit and tell lies.
The best. Best.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys have a lot going on. What is going on with you guys doing a bit of downsizing on competition?
That's called an argument in our house. I called it a retirement sale. We're calling it a restructure.
Yeah.
We have 15 years worth of stuff. Who needs to hold it all? I'll let him continue after that, but we don't need to hold it all.
We're thinning out. We're figuring, we had extras of a lot of stuff. We tried, we went with the drums. We had the 4 drums for a while, and some of the meats were hitting well on the drums, some of them weren't. So we're kind of shifting to maybe a different style of cooker for a couple of other things. And we already have those cookers on hand. So, it's more of a decluttering, if you will, a barbecue decluttering, to just kind of the stuff that you think you want, you think you're going to use, and then you find out, this doesn't really fit what I want to do. So that's kind of where we're at. But we're not retiring. I mean, we're getting a toy hauler. So, that should tell you right there that we're not really going anywhere. But I was just tired of my yard looking like, Jim's used trailer lot with we had the camper, we've got the trailer for the barbecue stuff. And if we wanted to go somewhere and sleep comfortably, I have to bring both of them because, it's me. In the middle of the night, I need a bathroom. I don't want to go outside and get assaulted by a bear. I want to be able to walk and use a bathroom, in my own trailer. And so, I'm the princess when it comes to that.
He's the high maintenance one.
I am very high. I always say that she does all the work and I'm the pretty face. So, this takes a lot of work. This isn't, I don't roll out of bed like this. So.
Brother, I hear you. I feel you. I feel you. It's not easy.
It's
not easy being trophy husbands.
It really is.
You know what I mean?
No one gets it. I'm glad you do.
This is going to be the last time, Johnny.
I also give that speech for people who are left-handed. You don't know what my people have been through with that either. So.
Oh, come on, bring it up. What's the matter here? Why is it breaking? There it is. Bro, we keep refilling the containers with reorders. Carter won't let them go. I love it. Steve loves it.
Love him.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's it's what it's all about right there. My man Carter for sure.
Yeah. That's great. It's like that one that's like the name brand cereal, and you just keep filling it with the generics.
That's it. That's it. Nobody knows any different.
That's right.
Especially the kids with my kids with the cereals. You want Frosted Flakes, right? You Frosted Flakes one time.
That's right.
Don't pay attention to the bag of snowy flakes back in the pantry. Just notice that box is always full.
That's right.
uh, oh, oh, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So you're not retiring. That was a bit
No,
sad there. So
no.
we're
not
guys
going any-
decluttered.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't think
not
we
getting
could
rid of us
ever
that
leave.
easily. Yeah.
I don't think we could ever leave. It's been, like I said, this is year 15 for us, and I don't
Mhm.
know that we would know what to do without it.
Right.
I just like I
Yeah.
couldn't go to the KCBS banquet this year. I couldn't talk about Kids Q. I couldn't go to Upper Cape, and I was a mess. I was like a lost puppy. I'm like, where is all the barbecue? Like I couldn't. It's just who we are and where we've come from. Like we've seen such growth in the sport and like amazing things happen that it's just a place we want to be with. And it's the one thing we say is like it's one of the few places our kids felt like they belonged. Like, you know, it's not, and you go back to the Shriners contest, it's not a lot of like every kid has an option to do lots of activities. It was the one place our kids felt like completely accepted in an activity,
Mhm.
which is huge. So for us, it's our home, it's our community. It's like it's the one hobby that like we wake up for every day. You know, like even if it's a weekend that we're not doing something barbecue related, there's always a barbecue conversation. Like it's not anything. It's completely our license plates are barbecue. Our curtains in our house are barbecue. It's literally everything we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Quentin Nelson. Cheers, my brother. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's especially like on that. I remember my kid, you know, the first one they ever went to, you know, fully was Cora. And they're like, Dad, can we go? Guys, go. Come back at some point. Come back when you're hungry, you need something to drink. Other than that, go do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
We were at Toy Drive last year, and one of the things I'll never forget because it was just right after Halloween, and kids weren't on their tablets. They weren't on their phones. They were running around trick or treating for stickers. And they were sticking
Yeah.
them on rocks. They were sticking them on my trailer. They were like, that is what it's supposed to be. They were outside playing. There was no
Yeah.
like no electronics, no television, no nothing. And I can't tell you how many teams were like, I ran out of stickers. Like I had no more stickers, but they just kept on coming around. And I saw the rock that had the stickers probably cracked my day up because it had everybody's stickers just kind of like stuck there. And I'm like, that child had more than enough fun for a month. I was like, this is great. And every parent was like, I had no idea. I was like, this is what it's supposed to be. They're supposed to run around and come back at like dark time. I mean, it's dark and that's when they come back.
Right. Yeah. When the
Yep.
street lights come on. Yeah. Like we were. Like when we were
That's
kids.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they were looking at me going, you mean I don't have to? No, you don't have to check in. Do whatever. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you.
And if you need something, there's 9,000 parents around ready to jump in.
Yeah. Some million years of parents.
I'm not gonna say that someone might not grab you, but they do. It's because they know you and you know them. You know, I go,
Yeah.
Go do whatever you want. Be a kid for change. Instead of having to check in every 2 minutes, or you know, you're taking the bike around, gotta yell or ring the bell every time you drive by the house, so at least we know you're still there. You know, you're at the competition. Yeah. It's hallowed ground. You're fine. You need anything, just ask the closest person.
Yep.
They're gonna get you back to wherever you need or whatever you need, you know, and you know, that's the beauty of what we do. So with
you bring up a great point, Johnny, that it doesn't matter whether you're a first-time team, a first-time kid there. That's what we do. We help. We just bring forward and be like, don't worry, we've got you. We just help you out. It's not a big deal. And it also happens with teams that have been around 15, 20 years. Like, oh, I need something. We got you. Don't worry about it. And that's the benefit of being in such a tight-knit community. You know, we're not out there to hurt each other. We're out there to help each other.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Johnny, what's evening fine people? that he is talking to all of you, not me, because I am referred to as one of the heathens. But thanks for tuning in, Jeff. Appreciate it. Tim says no safer place for a kid full of Shriners and bikers. True statement, brother. True statement.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Go ahead, Tom. You were about to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna, the first contest that really hooked us was a NEBS contest in Brookline, New Hampshire. It was put on by the volunteer fire department. It was a 2-day event. The first day was a 4-meat grilling contest, which they hardly have anymore, and the second day was a tailgate, what they used to call tailgate, what they now call backyard, ribs and chicken. And it was a blast. It was the funnest event. It was always the hottest weekend of the year because it was the middle of July, and that field was unforgiving. Or it would rain. It would either be 110 or it would rain. There was no in between, but it was just like the organizer, Cheryl Corey, was awesome. They had a crew of people that would come around. They would clear your trash for you. I'm not doing that, by the way. But they would make sure that everything was, it was white glove treatment. It was unbelievable. And we've always tried to model ourselves after that. We've always want our content. We want people to leave our contest the way we would feel after we left Brookline. And I think we've achieved it with Cora, along with everybody else. I mean, it takes a village to do that contest. We wouldn't be able to do it without all the other people. But yeah, no, that contest was great. And I don't know, Kathy, have you ever told the story about the first year we were in Brookline?
No.
All right. Well, I'll tell it then. So, Brookline, first year we did Brookline, this was only like our second or third event that we had ever done. And it was one of those weekends that was just blazing hot. And Friday night, we roll in and we roll hard. Well, not her, but myself, so we're enjoying the adult beverages on Friday night, cook the whole thing on Saturday. Again, start enjoying the whole adult beverages on Saturday night. Now, Kathy doesn't really drink that much. Most people know that. She'll have one or two once in a while. But even that, back then, she never touched the stuff at all. So we're all, enjoying ourselves Saturday night. Sunday morning comes around and she's green. Didn't touch a drop of alcohol the whole weekend. Green. She just could not get hydrated. The heat had finally gotten to her to the point where she couldn't function. And thankfully there was firefighters and EMTs on the field. They checked her out and they said, look, you've got to go get some IV. You've got to get some fluids into you. There's not much more we can do here. And this was about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So at that point it was, all right, well, we're going to shut it down and we're going to leave. Teams came over and said, no, you go with them. We'll take care of everything. Said, all right. Well, I gotta go. So I follow the ambulance. We get there. She gets some fluid. She gets back into her. We get back about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon after turn-ins. People we didn't know finished cooking our food, turned it in so that we didn't get disqualified, cleaned up our entire site and packed it up. So all we had to do was put it in the car and go home. These were, now granted, we knew some of these people, but we didn't know everybody. Everybody pitched in to do it. And when we got back on the field, it was a round of applause and everybody came in and checked in to see how we were doing. That was the day we got hooked into barbecue, and we never looked back since. And that's, I think, why we'll never leave it. It was because, that's an experience that, I can't even.
That was my first exposure to Kids Q. I was supposed to judge Kids Q for the first time. And I was like, they're like, we need Kids Q judges. It wasn't even a question. I'm like, I'm on, like, see you later. I couldn't even do that day. And I was like, and the weirdest part about that, it was for a fire department. The whole thing was a volunteer fire department. The fire department left their own event to help me because I had passed out. And again, anybody that knew me, like, I'll have a drink. And even at that night, I wasn't drinking. They're like, did she drink? She's like, she didn't have a full drink. That, like, no drinks. I was literally chugging Gatorades.
Yeah.
But
no, I drank enough for both of us.
Yeah, that's what barbecue's about. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter that you're chasing points. It doesn't matter that you got first place. It matters that you're there with your friends and you're supporting a good cause. And that's what barbecue is all about. And that happened early in our career. And that's why we say to this day, we're not going anywhere. Even if it comes to a day where we can't compete, we'll help with judging, we'll help with moving boxes, we'll figure out how to be reps. Like we'll just figure it
Yeah.
out, right? Like we don't want to leave the community because there's no reason to. It's one of the most giving and kind communities we've ever been part of.
Absolutely. That's the best barbecue story I've ever heard. It all makes sense now from Greg Pino. Oh, absolutely, brother. 100%,
Mhm.
100%.
Mhm.
So,
I
do
don't even
we
know that there's
have
any teams
any?
left from that. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think
Yeah.
there's no Up in Your Grill. That's it. Up in
Yeah.
Your Grill is the only one left from that that's still competing. That's
Oh,
how long they've been
wow.
around, that all the teams have retired since then.
Mhm. Yeah. One day we looked around
Wow.
in the field and we realized we're the
They're the old team now.
Yeah, we're the same thing happened in our neighborhood. Like we looked around one day, around COVID time when a couple families had sold their houses. Like we're the old people in the neighborhood now. How did this happen?
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Sneaks
I
up
know
on
the
you.
feeling. Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Mhm.
Oh. So, are we doing any other traveling around? Obviously, you talked about potentially down in Austin.
Yeah, we're definitely doing that. We're definitely doing Praise the Lord, and we're definitely doing another one somewhere in Texas. We just haven't nailed down
Haven't nailed it
an
down.
event on that one yet.
I will be back at the KCBS, I think, again in the
Mhm.
winter. I've been asked to come back, even though I couldn't attend this year. I've been bumped to the year coming forward to go to KCBS again. With regards to additional contests we're doing, we will definitely do Commander's Cup with Mike and Bill. Well, because they're the day before ours, so we'll compete in theirs and they'll compete in ours. Right now, due to a minor health issue, I'm kind of like we're laying low on some things. We are tentatively supposed to be doing SCA with Scotty and Geoff in the spring, and then if everything goes well, we'll do their Connecticut Barbecue Challenge as well, just to help out with Triple Crown. But right now, this year, we're really focusing on expanding more about team building through barbecue, like through Tom's company, and kind of expanding that way. I've had conversations with my own workplace as well as a couple others, just talking about the benefit of what barbecue has to offer, as well as working closely with NEBS to expand Kids Q and work even harder now that we have those connections to the high school. High School
Mhm.
Barbecue League and myself have been side by side since the very beginning of high school barbecue. And as much as we want that method up here for everybody, it doesn't totally match the New England landscape of barbecue. So we're going to kind of take a look at like what can high schools do here, because our seasons are a little bit different. Like the
Mhm.
seasons are a little wider in other parts of the country. We have such a narrow season because of weather and just whatnot. So we're creatively thinking with NEBS to really go, what can we do with the high school generation to keep them involved? Because we know right now we have a bunch of 13 and 14-year-olds that are on the scene showing us who they are. That means there's more kids around. There's more kids in that middle school, high school level that are completely capable of showing us barbecue and getting scores that are near perfects.
Yeah.
Um, if we look at Bella and Starla and Sabrina and Laura, who are all the same age within 6 months of each other, they have come out the gate running, and it kept
Mhm.
us on our toes, doing
Mhm.
one meat rib challenges and chicken right away. So if those four can do it, anyone can do it because they already have the baseline. Some of the kids have never done barbecue before. Sabrina's always watched dad do it. Starla, watched dad and Lindsay do it. Laura came in the same time as her dad in like second contest, like I'm doing ribs, and Bella came right in with Matt and Heidi to learn more about it too. So we have 4 teams that have consistently showed us that it's not about leaving barbecue, it's what else you can do in barbecue. And that was what was happening before. The kids would hit 10 to 12 and be like, I'm kind of all done, even though they could stay around till 16. We've now taken the shift. They're not leaving. What else can we offer them? What else
Mhm.
can we keep them going to
Yeah.
continue? Because there's scholarships out there, there's grants out there, there's a different connection to career. It's not just culinary. Career spreads far and wide with regards to the skills that you learn in cooking. So if we can make those career connections, it's endless. It's
Mhm.
absolutely endless. And high school barbecue, Mike Erickson and I, when we were touring early about Kids Q and what that meant, Mike told me early on it's going to be a challenge up in Northeast. And I think for us, we had to go, what was different? Well, how can we attack it to make sure that people understood it's not only about barbecue, it's about everything else that's connected to barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dan, take care, brother. Yeah, it's the future, and there needs to, be really a, don't want to call it a magnifying glass on it. It's the wrong term, but it needs to be brought to the forefront more than it already is.
Yeah.
To help grow it, to keep the kids interested, keep the kids thriving for
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And we set the path years ago that kids would not pay to, other than core, which is a little bit different. Kids would not pay to play. It's not going to happen. There's no need for it. They can enter and learn right away with no barrier with that. There's people who have grills, like there shouldn't be a barrier. So there's already equipment there for everybody. Even so, it's always a yes. It doesn't matter if you've never done it before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, years ago, Kathy made a connection with a local scout troop, and they came out and did a couple of events. They had a couple of teams because they had enough kids, and then one of those kids circled back with us, Riley. What was it, last summer or fall? That he said, you really he liked it, but he didn't feel like he could do enough because there was so many other kids, and he's like he really wanted to get into it. He likes to cook, so he came and walked around. He saw what was going on at our event, and then the next week when Mike and Bill put on the Commander's Cup, he cooked with us. He cooked the kids' queue, and then the first time Nebs did a steak contest, he entered in. He cooked a steak. I cooked the steak. Kathy cooked the steak. Not only did he beat us, he beat everybody. Him in first place by like 4 points too. It was a drubbing. So yeah. So you gotta. I'm glad the kids are getting involved, but I guess we're gonna have to all step our games up a little bit if this is what's coming for us. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean?
That's very true.
Spotlight.
Yeah.
Thank
Riley
you,
now
Tim.
texts us. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, he texts us to do brisket cuts. Like I was on the phone with him, FaceTiming, like how to cut a brisket. I was like, this is great. This is exactly what I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate everything you guys do in the barbecue world. Good luck on the decluttering.
It's a work in progress.
Not done yet.
Have fun in the travels. Where can everybody go to sign up for any of the events, especially for the Triple Crown?
Perfect. So inclusivebarbecueevents.org, and it's under our events tab. I've got all 3 Triple Crown events listed because we share that space with them. So we want to be fair to them to have it all listed in the same space. Core is listed there, Toy Drive, all of our events are there. So, and I'm in every single barbecue group known to person ever. Like I'm not in any of them. So we're constantly posting there. Reach out to me. I'm accessible anytime. So yeah, no, it's on our website, inclusivebarbecueevents.org.
That's it. And social media links, Facebook, Instagram.
Right, inclusive barbecue events across the board. Everything's right there for you. And I think somebody will tell you my response time is down. It's not 8 seconds anymore. It's like 30.
Slacking.
Oh, bull.
I know.
Bull. I call shenanigans on that, Kathy.
All right, maybe it's 10.
I'll allow 10. I'll allow 10. It's not 8. Fine, I'll allow 10. Oh, guys, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Good luck with everything this year. And, most importantly, have fun.
Thank
Have
you.
fun. Keep
you.
on smiling. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys and gals, that's it for this week. Thank you, Kathy and Tom, for joining us, talking about everything that's going on and all the wonderful things they do day in, day out, week in, week out throughout the year for barbecue and everything that's incorporated in it. Next week, we're gonna have fun. The trucks have left for spring training, so we're gonna be talking a little bit of baseball next week with my two dear friends, Len and Jeff from the Baseball and Barbecue Podcast. Finally, the first time these gentlemen have been on. I've had the pleasure of being on with them twice now. And when I was on with them a few weeks back, right in the middle of the show, I go, you know, screw this, let's get the date right now. We message back and forth, try to get the schedules. I go, before we get off tonight, we're going to have it. And we got it next Monday. Len and Jeff from the Baseball and Barbecue Podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get your translators out between Boston accent and Long Island. There's going to be some words you've never even heard of. Never mind try to spell to understand in translation. But thank you all for tuning in. Catch the video, Facebook and YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, rate, review, the whole nine. Questions and comments, please send them to Pit Life BBQ Podcast at gmail.com. And until next week, keep the smoke rolling.